Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Canadian Grand Prix as well as statements following what happened between the McLaren drivers. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So that was a very exciting Canadian Grand Prix, I think, and it was won by George Russell. He took pole yesterday, and I think he had the race under control today. You know, he made a good start and then was just able to hold off Max Verstappen. Verstappen did put Russell under pressure at the start of the race, but it was quite clear that Russell could hold Verstappen off, and then the gap just extended and extended, and as I say, Russell just had it under control. So Russell won, Verstappen finished P2, and what a drive from Kimi Antonelli, finishing on the podium. He made a brilliant start, moving up to P3 after overtaking Oscar Piastri at the start, and then just drove a really strong race. He was under a lot of pressure from Oscar Piastri, especially towards the end of the Grand Prix, but he held him off. He just kept cool, kept his car in P3, and yeah, managed to take a podium. And speaking about taking his maiden podium, Antonelli said, "It was so stressful but super happy. I had a good start, managed to jump into P3 and just stayed up there at the front. The last stint I pushed a bit too hard behind Max and killed a bit of the front left and struggled a bit at the end, but really happy to bring the podium home. Definitely this track has been good to us. The car has been incredible all weekend and hopefully we can carry the same momentum into the next few races." So well done to Mercedes, a much deserved double podium there for the team. But now we've got to talk about McLaren and what happened between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. It's been spoken about for a while now that these two are eventually going to come together as they battle it out for the title, and well, it happened in Canada. Basically, at the start of the race, Piastri and Norris were on different strategies. Norris was on the hard tyres, Piastri was on the medium tyres, and as a result, Norris went longer into the Grand Prix. But in the final stint, they were pretty much back on the same strategy, both on hard tyres, and they pitted within 2 laps of each other. And then it was a straight fight to the end, and Piastri knew he needed to get past Antonelli and put him under a lot of pressure, but there were so many back markers in the way. It made it so hard to pass. It held up Piastri a lot, and that allowed Norris to close in on Piastri. And Norris decided to dive down the inside of Piastri at the tight hairpin, which resulted in the two of them having a drag race down the following straight. Piastri remained in front as they came through the final chicane before Norris tried to go round the outside of his teammate on the start-finish straight, and that's where contact was made. Basically, it looked like Norris was going for a gap that wasn't really there, and he ended up hitting Piastri in the process, and that resulted in Norris's front wing being damaged, his tyre coming off, and he had to stop, and he was out of the Grand Prix. And if you go back to 2011 when Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton collided on the start-finish straight in Canada, what happened here in 2025 is pretty much reminiscent of that. And Norris did take responsibility for what happened, with him apologising to Piastri following the incident, with Norris saying, as quoted by Sky F1, "No one to blame but myself, so I apologise to the whole team and to Oscar as well for attempting something probably a bit too silly. Glad I didn't ruin his race. In the end, apologies to the team." And responding, Piastri said, "Obviously it's not ideal for anyone, but I haven't actually seen the incident, so I don't know exactly what happened. But if Lando has taken full responsibility, then that's how it goes, I guess. Just a bit of a tricky race in general, and not an ideal finish." So as Piastri says, not an ideal finish for McLaren. They've lost a lot of points to Red Bull and Mercedes, with Piastri being the only driver finishing the Grand Prix in 4th place. The good news for McLaren is that they had a big buffer on their rivals going into the Grand Prix weekend, and as a result still have a big points gap. And I guess the good news for Piastri is that he still extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship by 12 points. You know, he finished 4th, picks up 12 points, and Norris picks up none because he retired from the race. But who do you think was at fault for the collision? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.